Hi everyone, my name is Hillary Frakes and I'm an Assistant Director of Admissions in our Office of Undergraduate Admissions. Today, we're going to be talking about transferring to the University of Illinois. We're so excited that you're joining us and interested in transferring, so let's get started. Today, we're going to be talking about transfer admissions and what sets Illinois apart. At Illinois, we are a transfer-friendly institution in which each semester we welcome new transfer students. Typically, around 1,200 new transfer students join us each fall, and between 200 and 400 new students every spring. At Illinois, our number one priority is access for our students. We have an 18-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio, and our professors have office hours readily available. As transfer students, you all know the importance of connecting with your professors, both in the classroom and outside of the classroom, so we highly encourage you to take advantage of these office hours and get to know your professors within your first semester on campus. At Illinois, our students are active, with students participating in research, study abroad, and different student organizations. About 70% of our students participate in undergraduate research, and these options are available to you as a transfer student. Likewise, 27% of our alumni study abroad. And yes, as transfer students, you have the opportunity to do the same. Depending on what you're interested in, joining organizations outside of the classroom can help you not only make friends, but heighten your involvement and your commitment to the university. Our students can partake in over 1,800 different student organizations. There's a wide range that vary from academic-based to athletics, creativity, culture, international interests, politics, philanthropy, and social interests. We even have some transfer-specific registered student organizations such as Tau Sigma, which is an academic honor society recognizing and promoting academic excellence and involvement in the transfer students. Along with that, we have our Illini Business Transfer Success, which is a transfer group for students who are admitted into our Gies College of Business. We have plenty of organizations that are fun and wacky, just a great excuse for you to get involved with different friends. Some of them, a personal favorite might be the Dipping Things in Chocolate Club or the Skydiving Club. We even have a Squirrel Watchers Club. If you're interested in participating with animals or getting involved, we have an Illini Service Dogs and plenty of different other organizations in which you can venture out into the Champaign-Urbana communities. Now at Illinois, we are a large family, and it's important that any family be supportive for our students. Here you can see some of our different services and offices on campus that are dedicated to making you in your transition through Illinois successful. Our counseling center is available if you are homesick or struggling with the transition to Illinois. The Career Center gives great advice and guidance in planning your future and that first destination after you are done with Illinois. We also have 4 cultural centers, which include the Bruce D. Nesbitt African American Cultural Center, the Asian American Cultural Center, La Casa Cultural Latina, and the Native American House. We have a variety of tutoring services and mentoring services, all to make sure you feel supported in your time at Illinois. Illinois is one big community, and you're going to forge some friendships that will last you a lifetime. At Illinois as a transfer student, you have the option to live on campus, and for some students, it is still mandatory, but for all students who come into the University of Illinois with 30 graded and transferable hours at time of beginning enrollment, you are exempt from having to live on campus. However, if you do choose to live on campus, we have a few transfer communities. One is located in Scott Hall, and one is located in Bousfield Hall. These communities are developed specifically for our transfer students, where you will live with other students who are transitioning into the University of Illinois. There are plenty of off-campus living community options for students, whether that is apartments or different fraternal populations. Students can visit our off-campus community living office to learn more about what is entailed. It is important to remember, though, that it is 30 graded and transferable hours that will excuse you from living on campus. We do encourage all students to make sure that they talk to our housing office and ensure that by the time they begin, they are exempt from this rule. We wouldn't want you to sign a lease or commit to living off campus if we are still expecting you to live on campus to meet this requirement. Our students at Illinois are highly recruited, and employers know the value of an Illinois degree. We're very proud of 91% of our alumni within 6 months of graduation have secured a first destination, whether that be employment or in graduate school. There are a lot of visitors to Illinois' campus that will help to recruit our students, with over 11,000 unique employers coming to campus and one of the largest alumni networks of its kind. We have over 450,000 living Illini who will help you make personal and professional connections that as you advance in your career, you will find success. Each semester, we have between 4 and 6 career fairs on campus. Some are campus-wide and others are specifically focused on different majors or different subject areas. And more information about what our students are doing after graduation can be found at illinoisuccess.illinois.edu.
What excites me about campus is being able to be a part of something that's so big and has such a great reputation. This university has a tremendous academic reputation, and there are so many brilliant students here that I've been able to not only meet and work alongside, but also learn from myself outside of the classroom. I'm always shocked at how many students here are so high achieving, and it's actually inspirational for me to be around that and be in that atmosphere. So I love it here. I think it's great.
So we know that you have prepared and that you're excited to learn more about Illinois, and now it's time to prepare for transfer. So let's talk about the process. At Illinois, it's very important to know that even before you begin, you must earn 60 credit hours through the University of Illinois for us to confer your degree from Illinois. This likely means that no matter how many hours you transfer in with, you will likely still have to complete 4 full semesters here. We have many resources to help you as you prepare for transfer. They are listed on the screen. The Transfer Handbook is the official guide for transfer to the University of Illinois. At Illinois, it is direct admission into a major, and so when you are applying as a transfer, you will be applying to a specific program. Every program has individual requirements such as GPA or prerequisite coursework, and those different requirements are outlined in our Transfer Handbook. For all students who attend an Illinois community college, you can use our transfer guide. Our transfer guide does the work of articulating coursework for you. There's a navigable tool in which you can pick what grade level you will be, what semester you plan to transfer in, what your community college you are coming to Illinois from, and what your major will be. After selecting those items, a drop-down menu will show you required coursework that's required of your major here at Illinois and what the equivalent coursework is offered at your community college. It's vitally important to remember that any required coursework must be completed or in progress when you are applying to Illinois. Any recommended coursework is just that, recommended, but the more you have available and on your transcript, the more competitive your application may be. At Illinois, we do offer students the ability to transfer in either the spring or the fall, but there are some limitations depending on what major or program you're interested in. The open-close list will show you which programs are open either to spring or to fall admissions. And please know that some of our programs or majors, such as our Geese College of Business majors and the Granger College of Engineering majors, are not open to any spring transfer. You will need to transfer in the fall if you're interested in one of those 2 colleges. Keeping this list up to date will ensure that you are on track to transfer into Illinois in the semester in which works best for you. This list is typically updated in the summer months as we prepare for the next incoming cycle for the next spring and fall semesters. And finally, if you're coming to Illinois or interested in coming to us from another 4-year institution or out of state, Transferology is a great resource to use. You can type in the course and the school at which you're currently taking that course and see how those classes will transfer into Illinois. If you're interested in seeing generally how any of your coursework will transfer into Illinois, regardless of what institution you're currently at, Transferology is a great place to see how credit will be awarded for that class at Illinois. Here is an example of that transfer handbook page. You can see the transfer handbook is text heavy, but some important things to note are anything in red. So you will see here in the top that we do have a grade point average minimum, keeping in mind that this specific information depends on what program you're looking at. If you go down further, you will see a language recommendation. Some of our programs require completion through the 3rd level by the time you graduate, or some require that you have completion through the 4th level of a language, again, by the time you graduate from Illinois. For students who are transferring into the university with less than 50 hours at time of application, you're considered a sophomore level transfer, which means you're required to meet any coursework that is outlined in the sophomore level transfer. For students who at time of application have 50 or more earned hours, you are considered a junior level transfer, in which case you will need to meet any junior level transfer admission requirements and any sophomore level transfer admissions requirements. Depending on what program you're interested in, some courses may be recommended, not necessarily required, and that recommended coursework is also available in each of our transfer handbook pages. We have several guidelines here that you can see as I've blown up the screen. Again, this is pertaining to the psychology program, and this gives you a more clear and zoomed in identification as to how we require coursework to be transferred. Keeping in mind, students, anything you see here talks in Illinois course codes. So PSYC 100 is Illinois' Intro to Psychology. You will need to use transferology.com or our transfer guide to see what the equivalent of that course is at your community college or other institution. So you are prepared and have that either completed or in progress at time of application. The general education requirements at Illinois are for all students regardless of your college or your major. Gen Ed courses do not have to be completed during your first 2 years to study at Illinois. In fact, some may not be completed until your junior or senior year, and you will mix them in with major-specific courses. If you choose to earn associate's degree before transferring into Illinois, you'll have a great jump start on your Gen Eds, but you most likely won't have all of them done. Illinois does follow the GECC package, but we do have 3 specific courses that are general education requirements from the University of Illinois. These courses can be found online, and your academic advisor, if admitted, will work with you to ensure these are added into your schedule to make for timely graduation. So now you've prepared to transfer, and it's time to apply to come to Illinois. What do we need to know, and what's next? Well, first, we have a few dates. We did talk about earlier, there are 2 different entry terms to the university. There's a spring and a fall. Our spring application will open the fall before. So for a spring 2021 start, the application will open September 1st of this year and be open for 6 weeks. The application notification is rolling, meaning by the time you get all necessary items into us, we typically can get you a decision within 2 to 4 weeks. So most students are notified in November or December. If students wish to start in the fall, the application will remain open from December 15th of the year prior to March 1st, meaning if you wish to start in the fall of 2021 at Illinois, you will have December 15th of fall 2020. The application will open and remain open through March of 2021. There is a priority deadline for fall start, meaning if you submit all of your materials and we receive everything and a completed application by February 1st, you are in priority contention and review for some of our programs. Please keep in mind some transfer programs are particularly competitive, such as programs in our College of Engineering and our College of Business. Likewise, there are other programs spread throughout our different colleges that can be competitive for review. If you are interested in one of these competitive programs, please make sure you're meeting the February 1st priority deadline, as we want to make sure you are one of the first applications that can be read. Notification is also rolling for this term, meaning once we receive everything from you, we will get decisions out typically within 2 to 4 weeks. Most applicants are aware of their admissions decision by March or April. Here are the requirements listed for our transfer admission. First is the online application, in which you will fill out general information about yourself and the courses that you're currently taking or that you're taking during the semester in which you are applying. There's a $50 application fee, or you can, if you are qualified for a fee waiver, you can have a financial counselor or a program advisor at your college currently send us the PDF form. This form is always available online for students. We just need to have that fee waiver sent directly from the college official. It should go to note that our online application can be done through myillini.illinois.edu. You will create an account, and this account will double as your student portal throughout the admissions process. Another requirement is all college transcripts. So any college that you've attended, whether that was full-time or whether you received dual credit from that college while you were in high school, we will need any college transcript from a place that you've previously attended for more than 10 days. We also need proof of high school graduation. Typically, this may mean a final high school transcript for students or another form of degree completion. For students who are looking to transfer into Illinois and at the time of application, you have less than 30 graded and transferable credit hours, we will need to use an ACT or SAT score in the review of your admissions application. We also, if you have less than those 30 graded and transferable hours at time of application, will be looking at your final high school transcript to help guide our admissions decisions. Keep in mind, if you have less than 30 at time of application, both your high school credentials will be taken into consideration along with any sophomore level transfer requirements. For students who wish to transfer to Illinois who've earned more than 30 graded and transferable hours when they are applying, we will not require an SAT or SAT score. We still will require proof of high school graduation, but we will not be looking at grades or academic information to influence an admissions decision. Finally, for students who did not attend all of their secondary work, so all of their high school in a U.S. domestic facility, we will require that you provide proof of English proficiency. This can be done through a few different ways, so please make sure you're looking online at how we require students to prove English proficiency. Keep in mind, all of these requirements will show in a checklist in your MyIllini account, so we can keep track and you can keep track of the items we've received throughout your application process. Applicants who are applying to Illinois are also asked to complete an essay. This essay is typically 300 words in which we ask you to describe your academic interest and or professional goals and how they will be fulfilled in your intended program of study at Illinois. So, applicants, if you are choosing to apply to a DGS, which is of our Division of General Studies, and you have less than already earned 50 already earned credit hours, you can apply to our Division of General Studies. We will ask you to explain your academic interests or strengths of your future career goals, and you may include any majors or areas of interest you are currently considering. Please note that DGS gives preference for students who are choosing to apply to the Division of General Studies who have less than 35 earned credit hours, and we want to make sure that you're talking about recent career explorations. You are applying to a specific program at Illinois, so your major should heavily influence the essay and the content that goes along with it. At Illinois, you do have the option to choose a second choice major. For transfer students, it's great to keep in mind that because you have the option to be considered for two different programs, you need to make sure that you are meeting the transfer handbook requirements of both programs. It should be noted too that for students who do choose a second choice major and are admitted to that second choice major, you should want to be prepared to earn a degree from Illinois in that second choice major. All students have the option to select the second choice major on the app, and it will in no way disadvantage your contention for admission to your first choice. If you don't select that second choice, you will only be considered for your selected major. So by selecting a second choice, you have two different ways to potentially be considered for admission to Illinois. If you are applying to the Granger College of Engineering, we strongly recommend that you include a second choice major. It should be noted that not all majors can be selected as a second choice, but we highly encourage you to put a second choice down on your application.
I found the process really easy. I liked that the essays weren't super long. You pretty much just wrote a paragraph about like your major and why, and then you just go from there. It was really quick, simple, straightforward. Advice for me personally, I transferred kind of late in the semester or in the year, so I advise students to do it a little earlier, have everything, if you know for sure you want to transfer, just have everything ready to go.
So let's talk about the review process. How do we look at your application? Well, the first thing we look at is required coursework. Have you, from your transcripts that we've seen, been able to complete all of the required coursework that your program asks of you? The next thing we look at is your overall GPA from college. We want to make sure that you're meeting the minimum GPA requirements that are laid out in our transfer handbook. Some students, if they have less than 30 graded and transferable hours when they are applying to Illinois, will need to have their high school credentials reviewed. High school credentials will mean all grades and then any type of standardized test score, such as an ACT or an SAT. These grades and test scores will play into the ultimate review of your admissions file only if you have 30 or less graded hours at time of application. We review your essay and we review your involvement. It's important that our transfer students tell us how they spend their weeks and how they've been involved at their previous institution, whether that's through student organizations, whether you've had a campus job, whether you've been involved with the philanthropy or giving back. We want to see how you've been able to involve yourself and cement your commitment to the previous institution. So make sure that you are telling us about that on the application. So let's talk about the application status. Once you've submitted your application, you'll want to continually check that My Illini account. We did discuss earlier that this account is your portal in which you can see updates for information we've received, but we are also going to be contacting you. This will ensure your application is complete and that you've submitted everything we need. We can also allow you the opportunity to monitor the progress of your application to a complete status. So you've done everything you need to do and you've gotten your admission. Congratulations, you've been offered admission. What now? Well, the first step will be to review your admitted student checklist, which is located on your My Illini account. You can see here some steps that we will go through shortly, first of which being the financial aid section. Making sure that you send us the FAFSA, which is always available the fall before you choose to enroll at another institution. Fill out that FAFSA information and have the results sent to Illinois. We will review your financial information and then send out financial aid notification letters as soon as we are available to. Our financial aid office is very welcoming to students and they host open walk-in hours every day. You will be able to see here that our Illinois students have different tuition, which is called a differential tuition policy. Different programs at Illinois use more university resources or more lab time, and thus those majors typically cost more than other programs. Through our admissions website and your financial aid letter, you will be able to see what the cost of your program will be. We've talked about it before, but that 91% of students securing their first destination within 6 months of graduating is a number we're very proud of. That 91% securing their first destination, whether that be in employment or in graduate school, has secured Illinois the #1 return on investment in the Big Ten. The next slide that you're seeing here is a copy of a student's transfer course evaluation report. This is how we are transferring in your hours. And so after you are admitted, in your admitted student packet you will receive in the mail, you will see a transfer evaluation report. Let's go through the numbers and explain what it means. Number 1, this transfer eval report talks about the Division of General Studies. This will be the major and the college in which the student was admitted to. Number 2, this is going to be your coursework summary. You can see here that we not only have the total hours, but at time of application, you can see that this student had earned 12 graded hours, and by the time they finished their second semester, the one that they were currently enrolled in when applying to Illinois, they will have 21, which ultimately is the number of graded hours they will have before they enroll. You can see that this student previously attended Danville Area Community College. Wherever you're coming to us from, that will be repeated in step 3. Number 4 here, you can see different types of credit and how we will be transferring credit to Illinois. So this student took a course at Danville that was titled English 101, and you can see then how we are transferring it for general education curriculum here at Illinois. Step 5 would be advanced level credit. So if you have taken a different type of credit course, such as AP credit, you can see here how this is transferred. Any type of non-transferable credit may be courses that are remedial or developmental, so they may not start with 100 level. They may be 099 courses. Coursework that a student took for English proficiency, such as an ESL course, or coursework that is more focused on one specific institution, such as a first-year experience course. Those typically are not transferable into Illinois because we do not offer those same types of coursework. So if you do have a non-transferable credit section on your transfer eval report, those will typically be the reasons. And then any type of non-validated test credit would be any type of AP examination or CLEP examination in which you did not take the next highest course. All of these questions, especially our in-depth credit transferring questions, can be answered by our office. We are more than happy to go over this with you after you've been admitted and discuss how Illinois is transferring in your coursework. So let's say that you've gone through and you have submitted your FAFSA, received your financial aid notification letter, you've secured any type of housing. What's it going to be like when you're coming to campus? And so when you begin your journey to campus, that first week of move-in, there will be some fun things going on that are called welcome days. And in that welcome day, we will have our transfer student orientation. This is specifically for you, our transfer students, and it's housed by our new student programs office. This orientation is going to teach you how to navigate campus, from the bus system to different academic support units to different student organizations. We know you've gone through a transition to college before, but we want to make sure that your transition specifically to Illinois starts off on the right foot. An opportunity that only our new transfer students have is attending our Transfer Grit Camp. This is the Guiding Resilient Illinois Transfer Students Camp, and it's a free one-day experience for all incoming transfer students. You'll build a community, learn about the university, and gain personal skills. Our transfer ambassadors help lead our camp. So Illini Transfer Ambassadors are a great group of students who've enjoyed their transition to Illinois so much that they want to help be your point person. You'll have a mentor they'll share you with 10 to 12 other incoming transfer students, and you'll have this transfer ambassador at your disposal the first few weeks of campus. They'll work with you to navigate different offices, different buildings, and make sure you're feeling connected to campus.
So coming into the university as a transfer student, I was paired with a mentor that was able to guide me through the first couple of weeks of the semester, navigating my classes, where I need to go, different organizations that I could be a part of if I was interested. Also, the College of Business put on a lot of different workshops and events that were tailored specifically to transfer students. So throughout my first couple of weeks on campus, my first semester, I was definitely able to reach out, use those resources.
Well, we've made it to the end. We've got a lot of information in this presentation, and I hope you liked learning more about transfer admissions at Illinois. Please know our office is here to help you as much as we can. You can reach us by phone, email, or of course on any of our social media platforms, and we'd be happy to get in touch with you. We're looking forward to seeing your applications soon, and thanks for listening.